Today I'm going to be talking about servant leadership and how it is involved in sport. And there are several things that servant leadership is not. And the first one is controlling. Servant leaders are not controlling. They don't feel they need to be in control of every part of the situation and the team. They're also not instilling fear. So they are going to inspire in different ways than trying to instill fear in the people that they are working with. They are not self centered. They're all about looking outside themselves, and it's not all about them. They are also not power seeking. They don't need to have all the power. They don't need to have all the fame and the glory. That's not what being a servant leader is about. And servant leadership is not easy. It's something that you have to work on, and people instinctively want to do what's best for them, and they're trying to protect themselves. And so, looking outward is something that takes a little bit of work. It's not easy. For me, servant leadership is leading others with the intent to provide them with the best opportunity to grow and accomplish their goals. And so those are the two key things, allowing others to grow and allowing them to accomplish their goals. And so servant leaders do a lot of different things. The big thing is transforming their thought process to align with the needs of others. And so they want to make it so that they are doing everything to fulfill the needs of others and not just themselves. Servant leaders change their thinking so that they are not thinking, what is it that I want? It's all about what is needed and what needs to be done. So whether it's something that needs to be done for someone, for the group, it's all about what is needed, and I'm going to go do that instead of what do I need for myself. And they perceive their role as they need to make an impact on others. And so it's not about what is going to be most convenient for me, what am I going to do that's going to benefit me the most. It's about how can I make an impact on others with my actions. And so one great example is Martin Luther King Jr. He was dedicating his life to serving and fighting for equality. And so, that's obviously something that impacted him, but I'm sure there were plenty of things he could have been doing to make a greater impact on his own life. And so he dedicated his life to fighting for the greater good. And one of the key things that I think is really cool about how he displayed servant leadership is just the fact that he probably didn't expect to see all the fruits of his labor. His life ended earlier than he probably expected, but at the same time, he probably knew well that he wasn't going to see what life is like today. And obviously, there's still work to go, but he made a big impact on how life is today, and knowing that he wasn't going to see that, but it was going to benefit the future is part of how he was a great servant leader. Jesus Christ, also a great example. Obviously, he died for others, and I think that's something that not a lot of people can relate to, thinking that they would die for someone else, someone that they've never even met, especially people that are not deserving of it. And so he kind of is kind of the pinnacle of what it means to be a servant leader, giving his life for others. In sport, there are many opportunities to be a servant leader. Three I'm going to talk about are coaches, athletic directors, and captains. And so coaches obviously have a great opportunity to lead. It's pretty common to think that a coach is a leader, but being a servant leader as a coach can mean something a little bit different than what people might expect. In the Season of Life book, there's a quote that says, "The way we measure greatness is the impact you make on other people's lives." And so I think this really gets to the heart of what a coach needs to be doing, and what they need to be thinking about is how they can make an impact on others. And so one big way they do this is providing opportunities to learn whenever possible for the people that they work with. So it can be really hard, especially after, say, a tough loss. It's tough to, hold in your emotions and look at it as a learning opportunity and a way to teach your team how they can learn from this opportunity. It can be really hard, but a servant leader is going to be thinking in their mind, how can we learn from this, instead of just, putting their head down and being, upset. Servant leaders are constantly considering the needs of others when they're making decisions. So throughout the day, coach makes all kinds of decisions about practice, about lineups, who's going to start, who's going to play, even down to travel, where are they going to eat, when are they going to stop. All those things need to be considered of what is best for the team and not what's best for the coach or what they were just would be most convenient for them. And then ensuring that everyone is better off from when they came. So I coach college. tennis. So I'm thinking of college athletics, and you bring in someone their freshman year, they're going to be there for 4 years. You want them to be better off when they graduate their senior year than when they came in, be a better person, better leader. And as a coach, that's your role, especially as a servant leader. Athletic directors also have a great opportunity to be servant leaders with the coaches, with the student athletes that they are involved with, and then also the fans, whether it's alumni, family, staff, faculty, or the student body. And so the ADs have a kind of a goal to make their coaches better. If they're a servant leader, they're not necessarily looking for, what coaches are going to win and make me look good. They're looking at, how can I make this coach better? How can I make them a better recruiter? How can I make them a better coach? How can I provide for them? As well as how can I help them achieve their goals? Each coach is going to have different goals for their team, and the AD wants to be able to do the best they can to help them get there and help them achieve those goals. The student athletes need the ADs because they're the ones that hire the coaches. So as an AD, taking it very seriously and looking for coaches that aren't just good at the X's and O's, but are ones that are going to invest in the team is huge. So being an AD, they can serve in a way that, might take a little more extra work, a little extra digging, but in the hiring process, really looking for coaches that are going to invest and be good servant leaders for their teams. The fans also are looking for a great product. They invest money, they invest time, they invest energy into the program, and so as an AD, it might take a little extra work, but always looking to make it better and make the fan experience even better. Captains is the other area we're going to talk about, and I hesitate with this a little bit because I believe that any member of the team can be a leader, it can lead in some way, and so I just talked about captains because it's a little bit more implied that they're going to be the leaders. And so as captains, they need to set a positive example and look to leave the program better than where they found it. And so passing on info that they learn throughout their years, throughout their experience is huge. Passing on to the younger players. But even if maybe you have a sophomore who's a captain and they've had a lot of experience in high school, they're very mature, they have experiences, they know stuff that they can pass on even to a junior or senior. And so that's a huge part of being a captain and serving is the learning aspect. Remember that we're trying to make the other people grow around us, and so helping them learn is huge. Also setting an example of service. A lot of times in athletics, there's the mentality that, the rookies, the freshmen, they're the ones that have to, carry the bags, they have to do the laundry, they're there to serve the upperclassmen. It should be flipped the other way around almost. The captains, the upperclassmen, they should be serving the younger people, and they have an opportunity to set that tone right from day one as the servant leader captains. And so the final thing is just being available. I know if you're a senior, you might have a lot going on between work, internships, classes, everything's going on, and then you might have a freshman who broke up with his girlfriend and he really wants to talk. You need to be able to set aside a time to talk to him and be there for them. And part of being a servant leader is, even though it's inconvenient, it might be a really busy time, you need to be able to serve the people that you're with. And so being a captain, that's a huge thing that you can be doing. So just to conclude, servant leaders really want to inspire others. They want to love others regardless of the personal gains that they may have in the matter. It's all about serving others. Thank you.